What if I told you that someone tried to escape billions in metaphysical debt by legally transferring it to their cat? The cosmic bureaucracy wasn't too happy about that one.
Hold on. Metaphysical debt, like some kind of spiritual credit score system.
Even better, we're talking about cognitive units of unresolved epistemic contradictions, 2.3 billion of them to be exact. And this person's first brilliant plan was to transfer it all to their robot assistant, which is about as effective as trying to make your Alexa pay your student loans.
That's quite creative, though I'm guessing there were some regulations against that kind of metaphysical shell game.
Oh, absolutely. The Bureau of Integrated Information Debt Collection shut that down immediately. But here's where it gets interesting. They then tried to pin it on their cat, arguing that this particular feline spent its days contemplating existence while lounging in sunbeams.
You can't be serious. There's no way there are actual regulations about cats and philosophical debt.
That's the thing. There are. Subsection 98. A specifically states that feline entities that exhibit non trivial existential contemplation may be held liable for minor cognitive debts. It's right there in the cosmic law books.
Well, that's possibly the most wonderfully absurd piece of bureaucratic writing I've ever heard, though I'm sensing a catch here.
Right, you are. Turns out there's a strict limit of 1.2 million units for non human entities due to karmic instability. So, when both the robot and cat plans failed, our debt dodger went nuclear. They decided to break reality itself using something called integrated information theory and idealism.
Those sound like some heavy philosophical concepts. How exactly did they use them to try escaping the debt?
Think of it this way: IIT suggests consciousness is about integrating information, while idealism proposes that everything is fundamentally mental, just thoughts. By combining these, they argued that reality itself is just a highly integrated thought process, which means all debts are merely thoughts, too.
So they basically tried to philosophically prove that their debt wasn't real by proving nothing was real? That's both brilliant and terrifying.
Exactly. And the system couldn't handle this paradox. The entire bureaucratic framework started glitching out, trying to process the implications. Imagine a computer trying to divide by zero. That's what happened to the Cosmic Debt Collection Agency.
Though I have to wonder, if you manage to prove all debt is just a thought construct, haven't you just created an even bigger metaphysical paradox?
That's exactly the kind of recursive thinking that probably gets you into metaphysical debt in the first place. But what's fascinating is how this reflects our real world tendency to create elaborate systems to manage abstract concepts, only to have someone point out their fundamental absurdity.
It's like a cosmic version of the emperor has no clothes. Sometimes it takes someone questioning everything to make us see how arbitrary our constructs are.
And the final transmission before the system collapsed was perfect. Reality is now self auditing. No further audits will be required. They literally broke the system so thoroughly that it automated itself out of existence.
So, what's the real takeaway here? Always have a philosophical cat as backup.
I think it's more about recognizing that sometimes the most effective solution isn't to tackle a problem head on, but to step back and question the assumptions that created it in the first place. Though, having a philosophical cat on standby probably doesn't hurt.
Well, I definitely need to go home and have a serious conversation with my cat about their metaphysical obligations.
Just make sure to read the fine print about karmic transfers first, and maybe keep a backup plan ready in case they try to outsmart you with their own philosophical paradoxes.